because of the perception. So perception matters, right? And if you think it doesn't, when it comes to black women specifically, and a lot of us would like to argue, well, it's because black men are not educated, black men are incarcerated, black men are this and that and this and this and that. And that may be true, right? Because multiple truths can exist at once. But if it were solely because of black men, right, that black women are not upheld to a certain degree and married and, being provided for and things like that, what you would see is other races of men, right, kicking down the doors of the black community to marry and procreate with black women. But they're not doing that. They're doing that with Asian women, though, right? And we could say Asian women is trash and this and that, and or they just, it's because they're perceived as docile and submissive and things like that. But being perceived as docile and submissive is a lot better than being perceived as ratchet.
Right? I love that one. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of Not a POOKIE podcast right here on the Black Non-Democrat YouTube and Rumble channel. On today's video, we're going to be talking about this woman that I came across on YouTube. Her name is Fee Baldwin, and if you guys know who this woman is, she's a small channel like myself, and like I always say, man, we all small channels need to start supporting one another and bringing each other up in the game of this YouTube content creator field. Right now, I came across her, and if you guys have seen her, please let her know I'm trying to get in touch with her, because I would love to have her on the show and just have a chat with her, in front of you guys live. But I went across a video where she was talking about Sexy Red, and how Sexy Red is making black women look worse than they already were, because black women do look bad out here. Let's just keep it real. And if you guys want to know where the smoke is coming from, it's my incense. I love incense and I love smelling them. But anyway, the thing is, she talks about something in this clip, and this is from a video. I will put this whole video in the description box. I will put the link to this whole video because I want you guys to hear what she has to say. But it was a clip in there, or a section in there that I took, and you guys about to hear now about how perception matters. Perception matters. When you go to a job interview, they don't know you. They don't know your situation. They don't know your inner person. They don't know your deepest secrets. They don't know your deepest thoughts. So what you have to do is actually go in there and sell yourself. You have to tell them something about yourself. You have to tell them something about what you do. So they are going to perceive you in a certain way. So when they do, they can, decide to hire you or not. They can be wrong about how they perceive you, but it's still based upon their perception if you're going to get that job or not. So we have to start understanding what perception is and how real perception can affect us as human beings, as black people, as white people, as anybody, So without further ado, I want y'all to listen to what she has to say, and I'll probably jump in periodically, but I do want y'all to hear what she has to say about the perception of black women in this country and how it affects all of us.
People, right, as the spokespeople for that group, right? When you think of Asians and Jews and all those other ethnicities, you think of college and excelling in business and lawyers and doctors and things like that. And when you think of black people, you think of hip hop, rap music, so on and so forth. So public perception does matter a lot, because like I said, look at me, right? And it's so unfortunate that, right, I come from that hood environment, right? And all that you see is a relic of that environment.
I like how she put that. That's another. When I was watching, I was like, wow, I love how she conveyed that thought of being from the hood, and we still having relics. We're having relics on our body and how we look, and perception, right? I come up here, I have my tattoos, I have things from my life that I put on my body. So when I go into a professional environment, I tend to, cover up my tattoos. You see what I'm saying? It's not because I'm ashamed of my tattoos, it's because of that perception that we are talking about on this video. Because once you get to know me and know my inner thoughts or know my inner ambitions or whatever, after I get that job, then I can, shed that, and you can start looking at me, and you would actually want to know what my tattoos are like at that point in time. You want to know, oh, why did you get that? But you probably wouldn't do that when I first meet you. But let's get back to her.
I had to grow, but even though I'm a totally different person mentally from how I look, right? When I go out into this world, right, people are going to judge me because of a perception. So, or count me out, right, intellectually or however else, because of the perception. So perception matters, right? And if you think it doesn't, when it comes to black women specifically, because I was kind of, observing the kickback and looking at the women, kicking back, you have to ask yourself, like, are you married? Right? Black women are the least married, the most single mothers. I hate to use those statistics, but it matters, right? And a lot of us would like to argue, well, it's because black men are not educated. Black men are incarcerated. Black men are this and that and this and this and that. And that may be true, right? Because multiple truths can exist at once. But if it were solely because of black men, right, that black women are not upheld to a certain degree and married and, being provided for and things like that, what you would see is other races of men, right, kicking down the doors of the black community to marry and procreate with black women. But they're not doing that. They're doing that with Asian women, though, right? And we could say Asian women is trash and this and that, and or they just, it's because they're perceived as docile and submissive and things like that. But being perceived as docile and submissive is a lot better than being perceived as ratchet. Right?
I love that one. That's the best way to end her video and my video. I want you guys to really think about what she's saying. We get up on here on these videos on YouTube in this space of, black commentary, social commentary, and it's not trying to bash you, it's to make you think. You see, I want you to remove yourself from feelings. It's a time and place to have feelings and, do things like that, but majority of the time you have to just think about what's being said. And this woman put it beautifully. Y'all go down in the comment section, tell me what you think of what I had to say and what this woman had to say. And please make sure, if y'all know who she is, please tag her, go in her comment section, let her know that I'm me, Dutch, the creator, the black non-democrat, is trying to holler at her to get her on the show. That's all I got. Y'all be safe, stay unplugged from false narratives. I'm out. Peace.